The intricate dance of life, from DNA to perception and beyond. Introduction. The miracle of life unfolds through an intricate dance of molecules, signals, and processes that span from the microscopic realm of DNA to the vast landscape of human consciousness. This article explores the fascinating journey from genetic information to sensory perception, drawing connections between biological mechanisms and our understanding of reality. By examining these processes, we gain insight into the underlying unity of creation and the profound implications for our relationship with the divine. The symphony of DNA, transcription and translation. The process of transcription. At the heart of every living cell lies the blueprint of life, DNA. This remarkable molecule holds the instructions for building and maintaining organisms. However, DNA itself doesn't directly create the proteins necessary for life. Instead, it relies on a two-step process, transcription and translation. Transcription is the first act in this biological symphony. During this process, the enzyme RNA polymerase identifies a specific region on the DNA strand called the promoter. The double helix of DNA unwinds, exposing the genetic code. RNA polymerase moves along the DNA, reading its sequence and synthesizing a complementary strand of messenger RNA, mRNA. This mRNA strand is a mobile copy of the genetic information, ready to be transported out of the nucleus. The significance of transcription cannot be overstated. It represents the initial transformation of raw genetic data into a usable form, a crucial step in expressing the information encoded in our genes. This process mirrors how our sensory systems receive and process initial stimuli before they are fully interpreted by our brains. The intricacies of translation. Once the mRNA is synthesized, it embarks on a journey from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. Here, the second act of protein synthesis, translation, takes place. This process involves several key players, ribosomes. These cellular machines serve as the stage where amino acids are assembled into proteins. Transfer RNA, tRNA. These molecules act as interpreters, matching their anticodons with codons on the mRNA and bringing the correct amino acids to the ribosome. The translation process unfolds as follows. This intricate process of translation exemplifies how information encoded in DNA is ultimately transformed into functional entities, proteins, that carry out essential tasks within living organisms. It's a beautiful demonstration of how complex systems arise from simple rules and information, reflecting the divine design in creation. Sensory processing, bridging the external world and consciousness. The transformation of stimuli. Just as DNA information is transformed into functional proteins, our sensory systems convert external stimuli into neural signals that our brains can interpret. This process involves several steps, for example, in vision, G proteins, molecular messengers in sensory perception. At the molecular level, G proteins play a crucial role in transmitting signals from sensory receptors to intracellular pathways. When a sensory receptor is activated by an external stimulus, it triggers a cascade of events involving G proteins. In vision, for instance, when light activates rhodopsin, a light-sensitive protein in rod cells, it triggers G proteins that lead to the closure of sodium channels. This hyperpolarizes the photoreceptor cell, affecting the signals sent to bipolar and ganglion cells. The involvement of G proteins in sensory transduction highlights the intricate molecular machinery underlying our perception of the world. It's a testament to the precision and complexity of biological systems, reflecting the wisdom of their design. Bridging dimensions, from quantum potentiality to 3D experience. The quantum nature of sensory input. At the most fundamental level, our sensory inputs can be viewed through the lens of quantum mechanics. Before we perceive them, these inputs exist in a state of potentiality, similar to quantum superpositions. Just as a quantum particle exists in multiple states simultaneously until measured, raw sensory data remains undefined until processed by our consciousness. This concept of potentiality in sensory perception echoes the Quranic notion of kun fayakun, be, and it is, emphasizing the power of divine will in bringing potential realities into existence. Constructing 3D reality. Our brains perform the remarkable feat of constructing a coherent three-dimensional experience from these multidimensional sensory inputs. This process involves, this transformation from raw sensory data to conscious experience mirrors the journey from DNA to functional proteins. In both cases, information is processed and transformed to create meaningful, functional outcomes. Implications for Tawhid and human perception. The oneness of Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, reflected in creation. The consistent patterns observed across different domains, from DNA transcription to sensory processing, serve as powerful reminders of Allah's unified design. Everything in creation, from the molecular to the cosmic scale, stems from His will and knowledge. These intricate processes, working in harmony to sustain life and consciousness, point to a single, all-encompassing intelligence behind the universe. As the Quran states, we will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. 41:53. Human consciousness as a bridge to higher realities. Our consciousness, with its ability to perceive and interpret reality, serves as a bridge between higher dimensional realities and our three-dimensional experience. By processing sensory inputs and integrating them with cognitive processes, we construct our understanding of the world around us. This unique capacity invites us to reflect on our purpose as beings endowed with intellect and awareness. It encourages us to seek knowledge about ourselves, our environment, and our Creator. As we unravel the mysteries of life and consciousness, we draw closer to understanding our place in the grand tapestry of existence. Conclusion. The journey from DNA to perception reveals a universe of intricate processes and transformations. From the molecular dance of transcription and translation to the neural symphonies that construct our conscious experience, we see reflections of divine wisdom and unity. These insights remind us of the interconnectedness of all creation and the profound depths of Allah's design. They invite us to approach life with wonder, humility, and a thirst for knowledge. As we continue to explore the frontiers of science and spirituality, may we remain mindful of the signs placed before us, ever grateful for the gift of consciousness that allows us to perceive and ponder these marvels. In contemplating these realities, we are reminded of the Quranic verse, "We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth." Is it not sufficient concerning your Lord that He is, over all things, a witness? 41:53. Indeed, in every aspect of creation, from the microscopic to the cosmic, we find signs pointing to the majesty and oneness of Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala.